You can also just use your own hand. So you can test how far you can rotate palm up. You can take the thumb aspect of your hand here and lay it on this bone right here. And then you can take your fingers and you can wrap them around to the bone on the other side. Now, caution when you do this. I'm going to ask that you then take those bones a little further to get into a stretch. What you don't want to do is just grab the skin and give yourself a snake bite. Okay, so you're not grabbing the skin, you're trying to grab the bones underneath. So you're just laying along that long bone here with your thumb, and then you're wrapping your fingers around to feel that bone on the other side. And then you're thinking about feeling the bones and taking the bones and just rotating them a little further to get into a stretch. And once again, this can be done at various different angles. So if your elbow rotation is really limited, you don't have access to a stick, you're sitting in line somewhere, you're in a waiting room and you just want to start to work on your elbow, that's an easy way that you can actually just grab your own elbow and then hang out and spend some time in a stretch. You can do pails and rails this way as well. I find it is a lot more difficult and uncomfortable because you're physically blocking yourself, but you would then just try to rotate out, but you would try to block yourself with your other hand, and then you would try to rotate deeper. So I do find it works better with a stick when it comes to actually doing the isometrics, but in terms of passive stretch convenience and just ability to get it in throughout the day, I find that this is super, super handy. So that's another thing that you can kind of slip in. You can do it this way as well. Just make sure that when you do it, you're not grabbing for either of those up here at your wrist. So you want to be down below your wrist joint, grabbing onto those other bones. So for this one, I find it a little easier to kind of do in here because then I can lay my thumb over top of the long bone on top, take my fingers, wrap it around underneath, and then rotate it a little bit further. Again, you can do it at various angles of elbow bend, but it gets really awkward doing it up here. So again, that's another one where I find the stick to just be a little bit easier, but it's not necessarily necessary.